Good morning. I have been on my road trip across America for about 2 months now, and all while working a full-time job. I know there are so many people who want to work and travel full-time too, so I thought I would make this video to help people better understand what a workday on the road is truly like. So I guess I should tell you what my actual job is. That would be a good start. So I'm a social media manager for a company called Project Van Life. I've been doing it since about October. Before that, I used to work a 9-to-5 job living in my van for 2 years, so remote work is still very new to me, but I definitely like it, I think. All right, so I'm setting up for my first van tour live stream. I've got the tripod, the extra lighting, because the lighting in vans is horrible. It's terrible. So right now I'm turning on my AC charging on my Goal Zero, which is how I power my entire van. My DC charging is basically always on, but AC is for bigger appliances like my iPad, which is what I use to record my episodes for my podcast called Van Life Unfiltered. And today I'm actually recording 2 different episodes. I would love to break all this down for you, but I am late, so we gotta go. We gotta get ourselves together. So this is the website we use to do all of our live streams. So I was actually at this time giving a very high review to Restream, but please do not ever use it. Instagram actually threatened to shut down our site because it's a third-party site. So yeah, please never use it if you're a podcaster. So, oh my God, look, Nolan's here and he can probably hear me. Look at him. Let's get him in here.
I'm alive.
You're alive. I was vlogging. Did you hear me vlogging?
I heard the last snippet of your vlog.
Amazing. Do you want to be in the vlog? Do you want to be in the vlog, Nolan?
Yeah, a little bit.
So is van life everything that you thought it would be? Is it very different? What are some things that matched your things that did not match your expectations?
I mean, it's kind of an insane lifestyle, you know? It's kind of nuts. For all of the inconveniences and the daily frustrations and all of that, even the time when I woke up in the middle of 2 converging tornadoes at a Cracker Barrel in Oklahoma City, that was a story.
Right, that interview went really well. I've actually known Nolan for a very long time. We actually kind of built our vans together at the same time. We met online and he had just bought a van and I had just bought a van, and it was like throughout our van builds, whenever something exciting would happen, like Snapchat each other and be like, oh my God, my light started working, or like, hey, like this isn't working, do you have any idea what we could do, like what's going wrong, and just kind of felt like we built our vans together, which is super cool. All right, but now I have another interview in 30 minutes and it is very hot. I had to turn the fan on and I can't keep it on during the interview because of the loud noise it makes. So it's just gonna circulate now and it'll go off at the interview. And I hope you can hear me okay. So I have to get changed because this interview, the one I did first is gonna air tonight and the one I'm gonna do now is going to air next week. So I'm gonna change so it looks like it's not the same day. All right, how do we do? My nails are this color, that's why I chose this shirt. So yeah, so I now just have about 30 minutes. I'm going to download a video that I can edit to post as a reel at about 4 o'clock today. And this is honestly gonna be one of my craziest work days. I was sick for a week about a week ago, and so I got a little bit behind, so we're kind of on catch-up mode, not mustard mode. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay. I feel like it is only fair that I call myself out for spending those 20 minutes doom scrolling through Instagram instead of actually doing anything of use. But we're ready for our second van tour. I believe who it's with he's Joey the Nomad on Instagram. I have never met him before, but I'm really excited to interview him and get to learn more about his van and his life and what he's doing.
The freelancer route as well. So if you decide to go to the freelancer route, you can just take any kind of skills that you may already have. So whether that be, you know, web design or graphic design or copywriting or really anything. And then there's sites like Fiverr and Upwork are like good ones that get recommended a lot. But if you can build your own like client portfolio and like go directly to clients and small businesses and offer them like those kinds of packages, that's where you can start making some decent money as a freelancer and have recurring revenue.
All right, so that was another really great interview. I had a really great time and we actually really leaned into talking about remote work, which is perfect for today's vibes, today's mood. So after the interview off camera, I uploaded a reel onto the Project Van Life page that I had pre-made for today. I wrote the description, used keywords, all that good stuff. Then I made a small promotion on Instagram stories for the podcast episode I shot this morning with Nolan. And now I'm readying the van to drive to a place with really great internet so I can restream the interview onto Instagram with the best connection possible. In a few minutes, I'll talk about internet options and why I chose none of them, and instead drive around looking for a good connection. My new goal for today is to come back and go to Chuck E. Cheese. We gotta get this work done so we can come back and spend stupid money on dumb arcade games meant for little children. Because that is the definition of happiness. Chuck E. Cheese. That panic, the car that was just right there, they were pulling out as I was pulling back, and so I thought I was still going backwards, and I was like, I'm slamming on the brakes, I'm like, my brake's not stopping, and I was like, why haven't I hit anything yet? Oh my God. There is never a dull moment. There was like a quick flash there where I was like, I'm about to lose my freaking home. And that's, you know, van life reality, you know? Something as crazy as, you know, you'd press, like I could have accidentally pressed the reverse, just slammed on it and, you know, taken my vehicle out. And it's just like, that's, you know, taking my home out, you know, and that's crazy. So you never know, never a dull moment. All right, wish me luck. Strawberry cream frappuccino. So you're probably wondering why I don't have any of the usual internet options van lifers use, and there's a few reasons. I'm not making enough money right now to pay for the most popular system like Starlink that's super reliable. It's $599 just for the startup costs and $150 every month after that. I just don't have a spare $150 every month. Other great options are Nomad Internet or WineGuard, and I actually just received the WineGuard system sponsored, and I haven't set it up fully yet because I'm selling my van, and I decided not to install it as well because the system is actually really chunky and it would just absolutely ruin the stealth of my van. Not that it's perfectly stealthy right now, but this would be pretty noticeable. When looking at the system originally, I thought it was just a small antenna and I misunderstood. As a city van lifer, stealth and low key are really important. And before I worked online living off just my T-Mobile hotspot, and that had been enough for me without any problems. But now that uploading, live streaming, and posting have been staples to my everyday, I've been looking at how I can save an extra $150 a month to spend on a better internet routine. But for now, Starbucks is pretty great, and I use it as something to look forward to every Wednesday when we have our live streams because I get my favorite strawberry cream frappuccino. Plus, it's always good to get a change of view and get out of the van on a big work day like today. All right. So my original plan was to do laundry today in between doing work because doing laundry as like a van chore is just perfect on work days because, you know, you're already sitting there stuck anyway. So and sometimes they have free Wi-Fi and like you can go inside and it's air conditioned. It's just honestly, doing laundry is a weird luxury when you live in a van. So yeah, so I wanted to do that, but then it just would have been too much of a time crunch. So it wasn't worth it today, but I am going to try to find a trash can to throw out my trash because it's just gotten out of control. Because I don't know what's up with the city. This Walmart doesn't have trash cans like at their little cart corrals. So I just haven't been able to throw out my trash. All right, I finally found a Walmart with trash cans. So we are back in business. All right, back on track, back to Chuck E. Cheese and the rest of the workday. All right, so interesting thing about being in a van, is that basically what happens because you have such a small space, oftentimes I find that I just try to lay in bed and do work. And if I do that, it's game over. As soon as it gets dark outside, I just fall asleep. It's not good. So I think in this van, I kind of accidentally did it, but I think in my next van, I really want to prioritize a space to work in that like feels dedicated. I have right now a 5-foot-long slide-out table, which works and I like a lot. I don't know, I might keep with this, I don't know. I just feel like 5 feet long I think is really good for me because I can spread out, and I love notebooks, so I have a lot to spread out. But yeah, basically I think it's really important to have a dedicated space to work at because the van is very small, and I feel like having dedicated areas for things kind of helps keep your sanity a little bit. Like, you do have different things you can go different spaces to do. And I think when it comes to work and coming to focusing, I think having a spot where you sit down and you do work there, like, helps your brain do work better and more efficiently and stay focused. When I'm in bed, my brain's saying it's time to go to sleep. So we're going to try to get some work done before the night ends. And in about an hour, I'm going to go to Chuck E. Cheese as a reward because, you know, life is full of balance, and I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, and there's no shame in that. So time for Chuck E. Cheese. So, I have a confession. Van life has been lonely lately, and today in this cold, empty, kind of creepy Chuck E. Cheese, I felt it more than I have in a long time. And I actually texted this to my friend about how I was upset because I had this vision of how tonight would go, and this Chuck E. Cheese was dead and expensive, and honestly felt kind of dumb for how much I had built it up in my head. And my friend reminded me the Chuck E. Cheese itself is the same if I'm 5 or 50, if all my friends are there or it's just me. Joy isn't always found. Sometimes it's created. Sometimes joy is a choice we make.
When you move, there's a freedom from your hips to your eyes. Patron saint of the season, yeah, you were built for mid-July. You got the glow.
Oh, thank you.
You got the rush of the ocean waves, burning high like it's wanted. You make it feel like summer.
The nice thing about living in a van is when you embarrass yourself, you know you're never going back to that place again. Like, no one here knows me. No one will ever know. I mean, besides the fact that I'm gonna post it on the internet, so all of you know, but that's fine. All right, let's see how, I almost said Krusty Krab pizza. Let's see how Chuck E. Cheese pizza tastes. All right. It is totally mediocre. It tastes exactly how you would expect Chuck E. Cheese pizza to taste. We'll put it that way. Oh my gosh. I think like this is a good example of in van life when things are like not perfect. Like you just have to like laugh about it. I kind of enjoy when things go wrong or weird. Like now I know what Chuck E. Cheese is like at 8 o'clock at night, which is dead. It is dead and it is embarrassing. Do not do it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and making my workday a little more fun. But for now, I'm about to go live for a Q&A on TikTok. Let's get this party started. So I'll see you next week, and I'll show you the loophole I found to be able to attend one of the most exclusive national park events in the country that when the sun went down absolutely blew my mind.